Good evening, guys. Going live for the first time. It's January 26th, 2026. Bugsy Benjamin. I'm back at it again. Back to bring you guys with another hit. Listen up. Lesson time. It's time to get these lessons. Get your notepads out. It's time to take some notes. Usually I'm outside streaming, or not even streaming, just recording videos. But outside it's blizzarding, 50 centimeters of snow. It's like minus 50 outside. So yeah, not doing that. And now instead I decided to record my videos or just stream from my desktop here in my underground bunker in an undisclosed, unsaid location. And it should be better, allowing me to be more consistent rather than weather dependent. I can come in here, record whenever I need to be, whenever I have something on my mind. I just want to get in a quick video out. Yeah, I think it's better for the audience too. Eventually, you guys got more to see. You guys got a fixed background rather than me outside and shit's all over the place. My camera's like that. You guys looking at friggin' electric poles and suns in your eyes and buildings in the background and people and cars driving by. This is cleaner, quieter. Hopefully the audio is more crisp. I'm going to play this back and see how it sounds. So far, I think the video looks good. So we'll see how this works out. Keep it going. And, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it breaks or if we want to upgrade, then we may upgrade over time. Some of you guys may know or may already can tell on my right eye, I've got amblyopia, which is why my gaze can be a bit off. But that's all that is. I'm blind in my right eye. So, yeah, I know you people be analyzing the most minute shit. Anyways, it's enough housekeeping announcements. Let's get right into it. What I want to talk about today. My kingdom, my choice. My kingdom, my choice. And what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that entail? My kingdom is not a democracy. My kingdom's not a socialism or a communism experiment. My kingdom is one democracy, one monarchy, myself. I'm the final decision maker. Also, with the ability to make decisions from minute micro decisions to major life impacting decisions, you also must accept the responsibility and the liability that comes with that. So I'll preface with that. Another factor in my kingdom, my choice is control. I'm the one voter. I have one control. I have control over all, one. Everything starts and everything ends with me. I get to control my day. I get to control from the 6 a.m. that I wake up to the 9:30, 10 p.m. that I go to sleep. What else does control look like? Control looks like what you choose to eat, what you choose to put in your body. I get to choose. I get to be in full control over what I choose to eat for breakfast. Bacon, eggs, porridge, toast, bagels. I get to pancakes. I get to choose when to eat and how much to eat. I have full autonomy over how I treat my body. I have full autonomy over how much exercise, how much physical exercise I get to do. I got full autonomy over how much work I want to do, how many hours in the day that I want to spend dedicated to so and so task. I get to choose who's within my friend circle. I get to choose who's within my family circle. So control is a big aspect, and building boundaries around that. You build boundaries for your own mental protection, for your own mental stability. You build boundaries physically. You need your own physical space. I think it's important to have boundaries for every relationship. However, I like to think that I'm an open book as well. You can pretty much ask me anything. I can talk, and you know, I'm open and honest about. I like to think about almost anything. I don't think I carry any secrets. You ask me and I'll tell you the truth, then the truth is the truth, whether you accept it or not. I like to say the word no. I don't like to agree to things knowing that I'm going to want to back out in the moment, or, knowing that that choice or that decision isn't right for me, even though some people just say yes and then, flake out in the moment. I'm gonna just tell you no. If I don't want to do it, I'm gonna tell you no. If I don't want to go so and so, or be here and there, or do this, go on that vacation. If I don't want to go to this restaurant, if I don't want to go to this club, if I don't want to go to this reunion or this outing, I can say no. So that's a big part too, in valuing your time and managing your time, as your time is important. Of course, family, friends, people you care about, they're important. You always want to make time for that. But again, it's the control over your time that I'm trying to emphasize here. Another big thing is, in terms of time, is media, and how you choose to spend your time, especially when you have free time outside of work. What you choose to watch, what videos on YouTube you choose to watch, what followers do you like to watch on TikTok or Snapchat, or what favorite podcasts do you like to watch? What these things that you listen to day in and day out, hour after hour, weeks and months and years, they they eventually, you start to assume some of their characteristics over time. So that's another aspect as well. When you are not in control of your kingdom and other people are having say, other people are able to make decisions that impact you, you lose that control, you lose that autonomy. And if you have goals, you have life outcomes, you have ambitions in your life, 5, 10 years down the line, the things you do today will lead you to that path, or will make you fail, will lead you to detrimental outcomes. So control is a big aspect of your life. Not just controlling your time, but controlling your health, being able to control, how you spend your money, how you manage your finances, being able to control, in certain aspects, your relationships that are around you, what relationships you choose to cultivate and manage. So, time is your most valuable asset. And it's the most valuable asset because you never know when it can be taken away from you. It has no dollar value, and you never know when it can be taken away from you. Your environment is key to your kingdom. Like, this is my background here. Clean, zero, minimal clutter, minimalistic, off-tone, opposing tone colors. You want your environment to be relaxing, to be soothing. Oh shoot, man, my notes is covering it. You see, I got this warm accent light. I don't even know. I think I got this from IKEA. Different, auras and vibes. And this little green plant that I got down here, just to make the room feel nice and warm and cozy, and it's inviting to be in. It's an inviting space to be in. It's not, when you come into your home, when you come into your domain, your domicile, you want it to be a place of tranquility, where your mind goes to ease, where your mind gets to relax and unpack the day's thoughts, unpack the day's stress. it should be a place of creativity. Your home, your room should spark creativity. Your space should be able to ignite that from within you. You should know yourself. You should know yourself enough to create an environment that can cater to yourself. And that's a key thing about managing your environment. When you don't have control over that, when you're living with maybe another spouse, or living with family members, cousins, friends, living with roommates, boarders, you lose that control. You you come home to chaos. You come home to not knowing what your environment's going to bring you. You come home to, uncertainty. When there's uncertainty, you don't have a kingdom. When you put in control over a space, an area, and you're uncertain of that area, that's not a kingdom. With kingdoms comes certainty. Kingdoms have structure and philosophies, ways of thinking, ways of living. Kingdoms are solid. Kingdoms have foundations. Now, in talking about your environment and how it caters to your mentals, your mental kingdom is key as well. How you manage your mental kingdom. Do you prioritize what goes on in your brain? Do you prioritize your mental health? And when I say your mental health, I don't mean, ADHD, or I have this disease and I got that and I was traumatized with this, or PTSD. I'm talking about, do you take care of your hippocampus? Do you take care of your hippocampus, your prefrontal cortex, your amygdala? Do you take care of your brain? Do you use and practice and put use to your brain? Do you give your brain the nutrients that it requires? Do you take your omega-3s? Are you reading on a consistent basis, on an everyday basis? Are you expanding your vocabulary? Are you learning new subjects? Are you learning new skills and hobbies and new concepts? Are you traveling? Are you learning? Are you seeing new areas, new landscapes? Are you getting that novelty for your brain? Novelty for your brain is exercise for your muscles. Novelty is literally exercise for your brain. Do you cater to your brain? They say when you live life incongruent with your brain health, the rest of your body flows. The rest of your body goes with it. So you take care of your brain, you do what's right in taking care of your brain. By default, you're taking care of the rest of your body. And they say the same thing about your teeth too. You take care of your teeth and you do the right things, you eat the right things for your teeth. By default, you're taking care of the rest of your body. So your mental is very important. And when you prioritize your mental, when you are in a mental state where you're conscious and aware and you're ready to learn and you have that ambition, you're that willing to learn, that thirst for knowledge. Learning should be lifelong. You never stop learning. There's no such thing as being learned. There's no such thing as being educated. You're just consistently educating. You're just consistently educing knowledge. Pause. You're educing knowledge from within, based on the experiences of your external environment. You're getting knowledge that has always been from within. You're just educing. You're just bringing it from within. When you speak, that's knowledge from within that's always been there. It's just your environment, your experiences have catered to that, have awoken those neurons in your brain. Knowledge is always there. Your brain is always there. Your brain's always structuring and mutating, and I shouldn't say growing, but your brain's always in motion. And so do you. As your brain is in motion, your body needs to be in motion. Your thoughts, your mind, everything is fluid, motion, activity. You build your kingdom through activity, through work, Your kingdom's never built. Your kingdom's always growing, always being built upon, always being restructured, always support. Physical health. Yes, your physical kingdom, your body, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your rib cage, the muscles God put on your body, your tendons, the fat, your buttocks, your feet, your reproductive organs. Your body is a tool. Just like money is a tool, your body is a tool. And you only get one body. So how you guys don't take care of your body and how you guys treat your body is crazy. And I'm not perfect. I've did many crazy, stupid things to my body that I regret. But what matters is that you learn from it and you don't repeat the same stupid habits and mistakes. But if you consistently treat your body like shit over time, why are you mad that you're getting shit outcomes in life? In all aspects of your life, health-wise, physically, mentally, financially, family-wise. You don't even treat the number one object that you got for free, that you get to keep for the rest of your life. You don't even treat that with respect. So why do you expect the outside environment to treat you with respect when you don't even treat your own body with respect? Some harsh words, some difficult words that someone once told me, and I had to internalize and be like, yo, that's facts. Why should I expect respect from someone else when I don't even respect myself? I'm abiding by a different set of rules than I believe someone else should. That's not congruent. It's not right. So take care of your body. Your body's number one. Your body's the house of your soul. Take care of number one. I don't even need to go into detail about how to take. You all know what to do to take care of our body. We just choose not to make the right decisions. It's all about the micro decisions. It's all about the right micro decisions. Having someone here on YouTube lecture you guys about what to do. You guys already have the 20 trillion videos of what to do in life, the decisions to make, the right decisions to make in life. It's just about making the right decisions in life on a consistent basis over and over and over again. That's the hard part. And that's why, get rich quick schemes, these charlatans, these, self-help books, these coaches will always be in business. Because the difficult aspect, everyone knows what the right things to do are. It's just about doing those things on a consistent basis to stack up on wins, to stack on the day. Let days stack on top of each other, day after day after day after day. You stack wins. It compounds. It's about that practice, about finding a discipline, finding an activity to do, and then keep on doing that over time. That's the hard part that people have the challenge with. It's the stick with itness. Nobody has a stick with itness, and they're trying to find that magic potion. Nah, you just gotta find something and stick with it. Keep doing it. Make time and just keep doing it. It's like this YouTube shit. Nobody's watching me. Nobody's watching this YouTube video. Down in the future, you might watch this video 100 years in the future. But I don't care. It's practice. I told myself that let me go on. I need to get a camera, put this shit on my desktop, fire it up. That way I could be more consistent and put some more videos out and get more practice expressing myself. And yeah, here we are. So yeah, you guys are getting a lot of lessons today, bruh. Physical health. Don't neglect it, bruh. Don't neglect it, bruh. And you guys know it's you know, it's the drinking, it's the smoking, the going out, the clubs, alcohol, the drugs. And it's not the one or two times, not the three times. It's the, oh, okay, it becomes a habit. It becomes every weekend, every Saturday, Sunday. Oh, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Oh, then it becomes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Then it becomes a daily habit. And then over time, your body starts to degrade. It starts to decay. You start to ruin your body. You don't see it when you look in the mirror day to day, but you look at yourself in January and then you look at yourself in September, you're like, oh, damn, like I got a couple wrinkles that, you know, your body's slowly breaking down. You can see your teeth aren't as white. You can see, you know, your muscular, your build isn't as cut as it once was. You know, you might be seeing some grays. I don't know. But you got to take care of your body. You take care of your body, and the body takes care of you back. The body takes care of you too. Don't neglect the physical. The physical is almost everything. The physical and mental are everything. Everything else will chase the physical and mental. You prioritize your mental, which by definition you're prioritizing the physical. I promise you, if you do that, then you can take care of yourself. The money will come. The thoughts, the thirst for knowledge will come. Thirst for knowledge means that the body is healthy. When you're thirsty for knowledge, when you want to go out there and learn new things and delve into new topics and you have a curious mind, that means the body's healthy. That means you've taken care of the physical and the spiritual. So now the mental is healthy. The mental is okay. What else can I consume? What else can I gather of this experience of life, this environment that God has put me in? So yeah, take care of the kingdom, bruh. Money is a tool, not the throne. You don't measure success by your dollar bank balance. Money is just a tool. Money is just like you having $1 million is like you having 1,000,000 hammers. Facts. $1 million, that means you got 1,000,000 hammers. I can hammer that. I got 1,000,000 hammers. I can continue using hammers for the rest of my. I can continue using these dollars for the rest of my life. But the 1,000,000 hammers don't give me value. Don't give me value. What gives me value is me and my thoughts, and my not so much my thoughts, but the actions that I do in this world, that I do in this environment. That's what gives me value. My bank balance is going to go up and down. But the actions and the values that I display in the real world, in the environment, the interactions that I have with people day to day, that's my value. But at the same time, the tools are important. Tools build your infrastructure. And a key part of your infrastructure is your capital infrastructure. And what tools do you have to build your capital infrastructure? Dollars and cents. Dividend stocks. Mutual funds. Blue chip stocks. It could be savings accounts, interest-bearing, high-interest savings accounts. It could be ETFs. You can buy rental properties. You can buy REITs. You can buy whatever you want. But you need to have an infrastructure. You need to have infrastructures in place, financial infrastructure. Just like you need to have bridges. You need to have sewage infrastructure. You need to have electrical, telecommunications infrastructure for a kingdom. The same way you need to have homes, commercial spaces, third spaces. You need to have all of those things in your own kingdom. You need to have the same type of structures and the same type of frameworks in your own kingdom, in your own area of circle of competence, your area or circle of influence. You need to have your own structures in place. So when it comes to money, typically people earn money by physical labor, by putting themselves to use, both mentally and physically. But what if you become disabled? How are you going to earn resources? If you typically relied on your physical, on your mental, if one of those two become incapacitated, what do you rely on now? So you got to have an infrastructure, passive income, residual income. There's only two ways. One is you do something today that'll bring you income from now and on into the future, like writing a book, starting a web page, I don't know, inventing a patent, something like that. Or two is the passive income, is you buying an asset, an income generating asset. Those are the only two ways. Income is important. It's not so much the value, because the asset's worth is only, you can only touch it once you sell, after you sell it, once you sell it. But income is the key, because income is life. Income is margin. Income is the blood. Income is the flow. I want to keep the asset, and I also want cash flow. I want to keep the asset and let it build capital appreciation, but I also want cash flow. I want to siphon a bit of, lifestyle from the business. I want to enjoy the money a little. I want to enjoy the money that I've invested and that I risk on a daily basis in the public and open markets. You need to have a structure in place. You need to have a financial structure in place. The same way you have, a structure for your time, a structure for your health, a structure for your diet, what you eat. You got to have a structure for your finances and the structure for your money. And you always want to think about your money 10, 15, 20 years into the future. So, if you're 15, 16, 18 now, you just start your first job, think about, okay, what kind of industry am I, what do I like to do? What part, what skill or what type of activities do I like to do that I can earn income from? And then I'm assuming you're going to go to school for that. You're going to go to school for 4 years, do a 4-year degree, or do a 2-year associate's degree. That's that'll depend on the industry that you choose. But who knows, 10, 20 years from now, artificial intelligence will probably take over, and occupations won't be a thing. I don't know. So, I got really off topic there, bro. So yeah, financial. I can talk about finance. Obviously, I can talk about finances forever. On that topic of finances and your financial structure, when you're talking about your future, talking to the older folks, typical of their, retirement, you have the 3 pillars of retirement, government, talking about here in Canada, you got your government pension, you've got your employment retirement, if you had a, defined benefit plan or defined contribution plan throughout your employment years. And then third is your own savings. Maybe you had an RSP, TFSA, your own trading account, your own margin account, whatever. So those are the 3 pillars: government pension, work pension, and savings. That will typically make up your financial structure. And typically, out of that, you want your investment savings to be the highest, your personal investment savings, like your TFSAs, maybe through your work stock plan, you can use that. That's a good source of income, especially if you're a company that you work for pays a dividend income on a quarterly or a semi-annually basis. The other two It's good to have a government pension. Government pension will flow in line with what your work pension typically is. So the more money you've earned as an employee over the course of your year, the more CPP you'll get. So these are things you want to think about. And CPP takes into account not only the total amount of years worked, but it also takes into account the amount of dollars over time. So it takes into account how much time has your money been able to accumulate, how much time has it had to compound, and what's the dollar amount of that. So that pretty much determines your CPP. Yeah, and if you're in the US, you guys don't have no CPP, but I think you guys have like old age security or some shit after you're 65 or something, or you guys get free healthcare or something, Medicare. But yeah, you want to figure out what is your financial pillar, what is the financial infrastructure of your life look like, and what was I going to touch on? Yeah. On the topic of your financial structure, we talk about the asset portion, but we didn't talk about the debt portion. I'm of the belief that there's no such thing as good debt. I think debt is debt. Why have debt if you could pay for it in cash and own it? And if it appreciates, it appreciates. If it doesn't appreciate, then it wasn't an asset. But I don't believe in, if homes could be purchased without debt, then who would take out a mortgage? There you go. That dissolves the conversation of good debt versus bad debt. Yeah, so infrastructure of your kingdom, minimal to no debt, but you want to lean heavy on the assets. You want to build up assets over your life, or as early as possible, really. Start getting into the stock game when you're early. When you're 18, boom, open up that trading account. Go buy RBC stock and just sit on it and just keep putting money in there. I just made you a millionaire. You're welcome. If you bought nothing, if you took nothing away from this 32 minute and 39-second video, if you're 18 years old and you're listening and you heard this video, stop what you're doing, turn off the video, turn off YouTube, go to your bank. It doesn't matter which bank you bank with, TD, RBC, Scotia, National Bank, CIBC, don't matter. If they have a brokerage account, you want to go open up a direct investing account. A direct investment tax-free savings account with your bank. Direct investment tax-free savings account. If you get an allowance, if you work part-time, whatever little monies you got, take half of it. If you're 16, 17, 18, 19, I say up to you like 22, where you start to have a bit more responsibilities, but teens to early 20s, take half your income of whatever little monies you're getting, put it into that direct investment tax-free savings account. The monies that are in this direct investment tax-free savings account, look up the stock. I think it's ry.to. Purchase. Just whatever the amount of money you got on that, just look at it every 6 months. Whatever the amount of money is, let's say you got $1,000 after 6 months of cash in there because you kept putting it in there for the past, what would that be, 12 paychecks? Now I got $1,000. Go trade, buy ry.to. Divide the $1,000. Let's say that each RBC stock is worth $100. Go buy 10 of them. Purchase. Minus your commission of $10. So let's say you buy 9 RBC stocks, and then after that you're left with what, $90. So you got $90 to put into your next purchase to the next 6 months. Just do that. Keep doing that. Every 6 months. Maybe you don't get, maybe you got more than $1,000. Maybe you got a part-time job and you have $5,000 working June, July, August, you got the whole summer. Maybe you have 5,000. Take half of it. Take $2,500. Put it in the direct investment tax-free savings account. Purchase RBC. If you don't like RBC, go purchase CIBC or go purchase TD or Scotia. What's Scotia's ticker again? BNS. Just buy a bank. Just buy Canadian bank stock and just hold it. You know what that's gonna do? That's gonna pay you for every $1,000 that you have in that account. It's gonna pay you, just call it $40, $40 to $50 every single year. $3. It was $5 a month, $6 a month. For every $1,000 you got in there, you got $6 a month in dividends, plus capital appreciation with the market over time. And my favorite word, compounding. That compounds over time, bruh. Can you imagine if you were doing that from 18 to 28? I wish I did. I mean, I guess I did do that. That's why I'm pretty well off. Today, not really, because it's fucking locked up for the next 30 years. So it's not like I can use it today. So that's why I'm broke. But imagine if you did that. Imagine if you can do that. Imagine if you were going to do that. What your life is going to look like in just 5 years. And just your 25-year self will thank you. If you're 18 or if you're 16, 15, if you're listening to this today and you're 15, you'll thank me today. You'll thank that you stumbled up on this video, however long it may be. And I got way off topic here on the money topic, but I had lots to say. Emotional regulation is important. In your kingdom, you need to have a set of regulations around your emotions and those that are in your kingdom as well. They must abide by the same standards. Having emotions flare and people, on this side, completely on the far left and completely on the far right, people are just blow gaskets, and then it's unhealthy. People slamming doors and cabinets and raising voices and screaming and yelling. It's unhealthy. It's unnecessary. You can say what you need to say. You don't need to raise the octaves and the decibels. If you need to say a few curse words, if you need to say what you need to say, you can say it on a everyday conversational manner. And it's good to have emotions. Because emotions are information, but it doesn't tell you what to do. Emotions aren't instructions, they're information. Emotions are the environment communicating something to you, but it's not instructing you how to react or how to behave. They're just telling you what's going on. It's telling you how the body should feel, but it's not telling you how to respond in response to it. So, calm and, tranquility is key, for me at least. So maybe some people like, the up and the za za ha ha ha, but sometimes I do. Not at home, though. And like I said, responsibility when you're the king of your kingdom is the price you pay for the power of being able to be the one and only. The buck stops with you. The one that makes all decisions is responsible for all decisions. And the one that makes and is responsible for all decisions is bound to the outcomes and is responsible for all the outcomes, both good and bad. Therefore, when you manage, when you own, and when you cultivate a kingdom, You own that. Therefore, you own no excuses. You should have no excuses because everything that you have built is due to your own thinking, due to your own actions. There is no excuses. Whether the outcome be good or whether the outcome be bad, if you don't consider the actions and the decisions you make daily on those that are in your kingdom, on your family, on your friends, on your acquaintance, fuck the acquaintances, on your family, friends, who else? Friends that are like family, pretty much that's it. That's what really matters. I mean, for the rest of the public, it's honestly, this world operates as it's one big competition. There's tribes, and that's it. There's tribes and groups of people, and then there's competition. And not just competition between humans, there's competition between species, different species competing for resources. We're all here competing for resources. That's it. At the end of the day. End of the video. Point number 2. Point number 1 was open that direct investment tax-free savings account and go buy a Canadian bank stock. Point 2 is we're all here competing for resources. Point blank, period. Call it what it is. And those of you that deny that are just you're ignorant to the fact. Okay? All right. Also, building and growing a kingdom means to choose allies and influences. Not everything that you do, not everything that I do, not everything that we all do are original to us. We're all influenced by others. I love speaking to different people. I love speaking, especially different generations. I love speaking to older people, especially the elders, like Generation X and Boomers. Like Boomers get a bad rap because they're Boomers, but I like speaking to Boomers. You find that they're honest. They're honest people, and that, they like face-to-face interactions. These millennials and Generation Z, whatever the fuck we call them, and Alpha, the people hate in-person interaction. So I like that about them. But speaking to different people, I don't care. I don't really see color either. So I'll talk to anybody: white, black, Asian, African, freaking. You could be from Antarctica. It doesn't matter. I don't really see color. I see nationality though. So your nationality matters. That I see. But where was I going with that? Don't remember. But yeah, you need to choose your allies and choose your influences and with that is choosing your culture and choosing, how you communicate, your influence, and choosing who you hang with, who you spend your time with. Birds of a feather flock together. The 5 people you spend the most time with, you become most like those people, and vice versa. Their habits influence you, and your habits influence them. And another aspect with me is loyalty. Loyalty is a big aspect with me. And a big aspect with loyalty is telling the truth. Loyalty is not sticking with the same person forever. Loyalty to me is telling the truth, bar none. And telling the truth without by omission. A lot of people like to tell oh yeah, I said the truth, but told half the story. That's not the truth. So that's key with me as well. So, allies, influences, I choose them carefully. And a big aspect is, does the truth flow out of your mouth easily? Do you tell the truth easily? Or after every question that's posed to you, there's a pause. There's do you trip over your words? Do you, I'll be analyzing these people like that. But yeah. And last and most important part is long-term vision, bruh. If you're building your kingdom, you got to have long-term vision. Going back to that financial part that I was talking about, you need to be thinking about 20, 30, 40, maybe not 40, 20, 30 years in advance. Where do you see the world 20 years from now? What cultures do you see influencing what? Where do you live? What part of the world do you live in? Southeast Asia? Do you live in Eastern, Western Europe? Do you live in Sub-Saharan Africa? Do you live in South Africa? Do you live in South America, North America? What part of the world do you live in? And is your part of the world, is it growing or is it decaying? Are your cities growing or are your cities decaying? That's probably number one. Is where do you live and where do you choose to live? So your environment and where you choose to base yourself is key. Me, I choose to base myself in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Otherwise called. I'm not gonna offend my Canadian viewers, but yeah, I choose to live in Toronto. I was born here. I've lived here all my life, other than 4.5 years where I lived in Montreal. So that's one aspect. That's one aspect of my king. That's one aspect of my identity. Other than that, when I think long term, where do I see my city 20 years from now? Where do I see Toronto 20 years from now? I have a son. He's 6. He's going to be 7 in a short 9 months. He's going to be 26 20 years from now. I'm going to be, I'll be in my mid-50s 20 years from now. So I need to project, I need to envision myself in that life. I need to envision myself 55-year-old Bugsy Benjamin. I need to envision that. What does myself look like physically? What does myself look like financially? What does myself look like mentally? What do I know? What is my circle? What is my circle of competence, knowledge-wise? So I need to think. These are things I need to think about, and then I have a set trajectory. I have a set, goal, and the goal in life is for me to compound and for me to achieve and hop those goals. So that's the way I think about things. Long term, I'm a very long term thinker in that aspect. I'm not a very short term thinker. You won't get me by the short term. Those that play short term games with me always end up losing, and that's why people call me toxic. Call me what? What should you call me? Evil. Anything but. I play the long-term game. You can't beat me. I play the game. When you think you're going to play the 10-year game, I'm playing the 20-year game. When you think you're playing the 20-year game, I'm playing the 40-year game. When you think you're playing the 40-year game, I'm playing the 50-year game. And so on and so forth. I'm sure you guys get it. Anyways, it's been 48 minutes and 52 seconds. It's been a long one. Been a long live stream. Been flowing off the dome. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the nuggets of knowledge. Hope you guys got these lessons. I know it wasn't perfect. I don't like structuring. I don't like writing down my points. I don't like coming off as me reading a script. So all of my videos are all unscripted, all off the dome, all just as they come. So that's the format that I choose to make. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video, probably tomorrow when I get back home from work, talking to these crazy clients of mine. And I will see y'all on the next one. Bugsy Benjamin crew, let's go out on another one.